Hey everybody, it's Missy at Missy's Yarniverse and more. Happy Amigurumi Monday. Um, I actually finished a project. Haven't had a lot going on, but I've made some headway in that big long list of things that I need to work on and try and get done before the holidays get here. Um, If you remember, I think it was my last video, I was showing you Hop Suzy by Critter-iffic Crochet. Because um, my contact from hospice asked me if I could make some rag dolls because they use them quite frequently for older dementia patients. So, I had started working on that, and I believe I had like the head done, the wig cap, the I don't think I had the arms. Um, it was the curls, the wig cap, and the head. I'm almost positive. Well, she is done. Oh, her little bow wants to keep going up. It looks like she's wearing horns. But this is Hop Suzy. And I basically just used a bunch of scrap balls that I had in a bag next to my chair, other than like the skin tone. Just some random pinks, because this was all that was left of this one, I want to say. And so then I had to add on another color. I thought there was going to be enough to complete the whole skirt in the same color, but there was not. And I think she turned out pretty cute. I think I hope they'll like them anyway. There are a few things that I would change if I make another one to turn into hospice to make it a little easier and more no-sew in a lot of areas. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. It was just a little tedious with all the pieces and parts that had to be sewn together. Like the curls were separate from the wig, and then you had the bow, then you had the necktie, and then this poodle, it took me probably about half a day um, to actually get all the pieces and parts and then sew them together and then embroider like the little leash on there. But yeah, so this is Hop Suzy. And she is ready to go to hospice the next time Tracy comes down to pick up more items, which I'm not sure if it'll be by Christmas. I never know. So I'm trying to get several things done for her for when she does come. So her trip is not wasted. But yeah, that was, if you didn't see the video, it was Hop Suzy by Critter-iffic Crochet. The designer is Charlene Smith, and she also goes by the Cheerful Chameleon. I believe the Cheerful Chameleon was first, and then she started using the Critter-iffic Crochet logo. I know she has this pattern on Ravelry. I've had it for a long time. I know she still is putting patterns out on there. I'm not sure about Etsy. I think it was in the description box in my last video if it was in there. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So that was the one that I got done. I'm going to move her out of the way. And then um, Amanda Panda is doing Megan Lapps Madness Mondays. And her and Sam over at Memphis Makes are also doing a year of the Impkins. And we are working on the sixth and final one for their segment for the year. for November and December. Normally, they would have us vote on pieces and parts, but due to time constraints and some scheduling conflicts, they weren't able to do a live to do that. So they are basically letting us use our imagination, throw caution to the wind, and create whatever we want in Impkin form for this final um, Impkin that will be, I don't know if they're going to do a video at the end of December or beginning of January. I'm not sure. I would have to get with them. So I am using, it is Bernat Blanket Brights in School Bus Yellow. And this is that. It's still attached. So I do have a stitch marker in there so I don't yank it out. And I'm also using Bernat Blanket in Coal. And these blanket yarns are a super bulky 6. And they say to use an 8mm knitting needle and an 8mm crochet hook. They're 10.5 ounces, 300 grams, 220 yards, or 201 meters. So that is this one. So, what do you think my Impkin is if I'm using these? Can you take a wild guess? I'm pretty certain you have already figured it out. And that's falling. Let me put this in there. And I have the better part of the body done. I was looking at it last night, and I kind of had a moment where, and I felt bad because I started laughing because I'm doing a bee. However, in hindsight, maybe I should have went with black with yellow stripes, but I wanted it a little more bright and cheerful because I always do black with yellow stripes. And now it's giving me Charlie Brown vibes. So, yeah. I don't know if I may, if I have time, make another one in the opposite colors with black, the yellow stripes on black. The only reason why I started working the yellow is sometimes my eyes just cannot see the stitches in the black, no matter how hard I try. And it's been very gloomy here, and even with all the lights and lamps on and everything, I was still struggling to see some stitches. So I opted to do the bright and cheerful yellow with the black stripes. But yeah, it is so giving me Charlie Brown vibes. But that's okay because I like the Peanuts gang. I really do. Big fan, have been since I was a wee little kid when I used to pack my Snoopy around, who actually fell out of a canoe when we were fishing and he went over the falls. Grandpa couldn't save him. And I was so sad because Grandpa couldn't find me my same Snoopy anymore. So Snoopy was gone. But yeah, I'm using, I want to say 30mm eyes. Focus, Missy. 30mm 3D eyes. And I had gotten these off Amazon. It was, I can't remember how many. Does it even say how many pieces? It does not. It just says 30mm 3D eyes. Doesn't tell me how many eyes were in this pack, but they are huge. They are huge and they are heavy. And I have the safety eye insertion tools, the small and the large, but with these cupped um, safety backs. It was kind of a little bit of struggle, especially with using blanket yarn. But yeah, see, they're pretty. Boy, I am just dropping everything today. I'll pick that up in a minute. Yeah, they're pretty heavy duty and they are not flimsy at all. They're pretty good quality. And definitely I will not worry about them eyes being popped out. That's for sure. If somebody were to pop those eyes out, they're doing something, I'm telling you. Because if I would have made a mistake where they needed to go and needed them to come off, I would have been ruining a set of eyes. But yeah, so I wanted to use the big eyes to give him a little bit of character. Put that back in my bag. Yeah, and they're the sparkle, and they're the sinker eyes, and go inside. Yeah, I really like him, but I'm still getting Charlie Brown vibes. Um, so if you're a Charlie Brown fan, I'm sure you like my Bumblebee. Um, and I know using blanket yarn, the head is going to be super heavy. So, because you can see it's going to flop. So I have a trick for that. And I know some people know about this trick, but some people don't. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get these hair rollers. They're the foam with, it's got the wire inside, so they're flexible at the Dollar Tree, and I know they're not $1 anymore. They are $1.25. But this was a large, and then they have this smaller one. So whenever I need to support a head because the neck is thinner, I use these. And depending on the size of the body, I know it can go down so far. And if there's too much sticking up for the head, you can always take this and just twist it for the top of the head. And it's no big deal. Yeah. And it will support the head perfect because I actually have one in that blanket yarn one up there. The one with the tutu and the crown. Right. Oop. Backwards, Missy. Right there. So that will be going into the neck. I'm pretty certain I'm going to have to use this bigger one. I can almost guarantee I can get it down the neck. I don't want to use the thinner one because this head is going to be so big. But yeah, if you're not familiar with that and you're wondering how you can support a bigger head on an amigurumi, Dollar Tree flexible rollers, the sponge rollers, they work every single time. And then that was the eyes, and stitch markers galore. And then for her wings, I used this Mainstays Sparkle acrylic in platinum silver. You can see all the sparkle. Yeah, that's picking up pretty good. And it is 251.53 yards or 230 meters, 5 ounces or 141.75 grams, and it is a medium number 4. And I decided I didn't want huge wings, so I'm gonna try this one in the sparkle and see how I like it. And if I think it's just way too small, I'll just figure out something to make them bigger. And it'll go on the back like this. Well, those might be too small. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see what I feel like when I get it on there. Because I thought about the blanket yarn, but they would just be huge. But then again, depending, it might need for huge. So I'm going to play that by ear when I get the head and the neck and all that stuff done. And then I have the little antennas, and I'm not sure if I'm going to put some wiring in there and maybe a little speck of yellow like there's pollen on top before I sew them, because these are not going to stay up. But I don't want to put pipe cleaner, but I do have some wiring. I don't know. We'll see. He may look cute with droopy antennas. I'm not sure yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's still a work in progress. And then I decided to make the little stinger in black to go on the little bum. Yeah. So that is work in progress, amigurumi number 1. And I'm kind of liking how it's coming together, other than the fact that I am so getting Charlie Brown vibes. Yeah. But it's cute. But I still, like I said, if I have time, I may make one in the opposite colors if we ever get enough sunshine so that I'm able to see them stitches. I even tried my neck light and I was still struggling. So these eyes are not what they used to be. So anyways, and then, oh, and the hook that I'm using is my Furls size L. Normally, if I'm doing amigurumis in the Bernat blanket, this is my go-to hook because I know it's sturdy, even though it's a little heavy. It's sturdy, and I know I'm not going to break it. I have broke some hooks trying to work with blanket yarn on amigurumi because we know the stitches got to be tight so that the stuffing's not coming out. But yeah, I use my L furrows, and I do believe they don't even sell these anymore. This is the Odyssey hook, which is unfortunate. I have a whole bunch of these. I like them for amigurumi. I have the smaller sizes. I don't use them as much. I thought I would like them. I heard they were good if you have arthritis and carpal tunnel, all that. I struggle with the fact that they're so heavy. But it works great when I'm using blanket yarn with the amigurumi. So typically these are the ones that I use. And then, put that in there. My other project that I started working on, and I'm so sad. Missy has to make a trip to Walmart. I am almost positive that, and I did not bring the pattern in here. Ugh. Well, talk about being unprepared today. I have this, I don't know about y'all, and I know this song really annoys a lot of people, but I like it. The Christmas song, I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas. There's just something about that song. It's so catchy, so cute, and I love it. And I know it's been around for years and years and years, kind of like A Christmas Story, and you either love it or you hate it, just like the movie. I have been wanting to make a hippopotamus for Christmas for several years, and I always get bogged down with other stuff and never get the chance. And so I started one. This is where we are so far. Even has a little hippo tail. And then I've got the ears done. They just have to be folded and sewn on. I have to make the muzzle. There's where my problem came in. I thought there was enough in that ball of blanket yarn to finish this. And apparently I had used it on something and there was some of it gone, but I really couldn't tell. Missy played yarn chicken, and this is all she has left, and it's not enough for the muzzle of my hippo. So Missy has to go track down said yarn. I'm almost positive it's Mainstays blanket yarn in gray from Walmart, but I'm not for certain because I could not find the ball band. So I'm hoping I have to go there in a little bit and I'm going to peruse the yarn aisle and see if they have it. I cut a little section and put it in my wallet so I can color comparison. I'm almost positive that it is the Mainstays due to because I know the difference between Burnett and Mainstays, and this looks more like a Mainstays in comparison. There's just a different texture. I'm not saying it's bad yarn and it's not soft or anything. It just has a different look and texture. So, fingers crossed when I go to Walmart later, they have it. Because if they don't, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I really don't want to leave it like this. I want to finish it out and I really don't want to use a different color on the muzzle. But if I have to, I guess I'll figure it out with another color that doesn't look hideous because I want my hippo to be cute. So this is going to be my Christmas hippopotamus. Yeah. And all I need to do is that muzzle and then hold the ears and sew them on. And I want to say these are 20 millimeter eyes. And they're this kind of the same type, but they're not the sinker. But they do have this super heavy duty safety backings on them so that they ain't coming off either. They were not fun to get. They're never fun to get on blanket yarn projects anyway. But yeah, to buy the junky ones that have the little flimsy backs, those they will end up popping off and then your eyes are going to come out. So yeah, so this is going to be my Christmas hippopotamus as soon as she gets a muzzle and her ears are sewn on. So hopefully by next Monday, we will have a muzzle and she will be done. And then you can see, and I will show the pattern because I cannot remember off the top of my head who the pattern designer is. I want to say I got it off of Etsy. I will link it in. It may not have been an Etsy. I'm going to have to do some digging because I have a bunch that I got in random other like online sites where you paid for them and then they emailed you the download. And I've had this one, like I said, like 3 or 4 years because I've wanted to make it and I just hadn't gotten around to it. And I had told myself this was going to be the year. I was not going to let another Christmas go by without having a hippopotamus for Christmas. So, yeah. And I hope that that song is not stuck in your head for the rest of the day because I know, like I said, you either love it or you hate it. And I'm one of those that I love it. I'm a kid at heart when it comes to Christmas and all that. I will forever and always love A Christmas Story, and I do watch it for the 24-hour marathon of A Christmas Story starting on Christmas Eve every single solitary year. I also have the DVD, and I tend to watch it at Christmas in July. But yeah, so that's what's going on here. And I was going to start another amigurumi, but I kind of got frustrated because I lost at Yarn Chicken with this one and didn't get to finish it. And um, then I just could not get over the Charlie Brown vibe on my bee. And I thought about starting the one in black with yellow stripes, but like I said, vision was not computing the last several days. So, yeah, that and I have some other things on my list that I really do need to take care of before I start making duplicates of things. But yeah, so that's it for Amigurumi Monday. I have done talked your ear off and probably rambled and rambled. Don't know how much I stuttered, but Missy is going on less than an hour of sleep. She's got I have insomnia again. Um so my head is kind of and I did not want to drink any coffee because that would just make me a wide awake groggy mess. Maybe I need the coffee. I did have some hot tea though. I had 2 cups. So yeah. Hopefully maybe I'll get some sleep tonight and I'll be a little more in a better frame of mind. But anyhow, yeah. So I can't wait to be able to get her done. So wish me luck on finding a ball of that Mainstays gray. So I guess with that, I will let you guys go because I actually do need to record several videos today and tomorrow because we do have some weather coming in. And the last one after take 3, it took forever to even get it uploaded. So I'm not even sure how long this one will take. But anyhow, I will let you guys go. I hope you have a happy Monday. I hope you have a great week. And with that, I shall say, life is not perfect, so be kind. Try to create something new every day and keep reaching for the stars and your yarn. So bye for now.